Hey, welcome guys. For you guys that don't know me, my name's Malcolm, and today I'm just going to be walking you through how to add $20,000 minimum to your coaching and consulting business within the next 90 days with a high performance growth team and a reverse dynamic methodology without you managing the entire system, right? And the reason that I can confidently say this is because I've actually done this personally for our clients, right? So I'm what you call a growth consultant, and I help coaches, consultants, and agency owners scale their business, right? And just recently, we helped a guy named Chris make $10,000 in 3 days after months of pushing products. Right before that, we used the same exact methodology to help somebody else go from zero to $40,000 in 30 days, which is insane, right? So I can actually confidently say that we can do this because we've tested this thesis multiple times and it's worked every single time, right? So before going in, I just want to say the reason that I'm writing this document in the first place is because I simply just have delusional confidence in the market of online coaching. And I personally believe that everybody has a God given skill set that they can use to monetize and take share of this $200 billion online education industry and become the modern day institution, right? So the reason that I have this delusion is because I can accredit the bulk of my skill sets from online education. And not to mention, I personally think it's the best one person business model to start. And here's why. Like a lot of you guys, I tried every business model under the sun. I tried drop shipping, SMMA, and most like side hustles, right? And I didn't see any much of any type of business success until I found this one business model and I stuck with it. And that business model is called growth consulting. This business model is by far one of the toughest biz ops to run online. It like challenges your skill sets in every area. You have to know how to market, you have to know how to sell, you have to know how to find product market fit, you have to know how to manage teams and operations, build backend systems, etc. So it really challenged me, including copywriting, etc. Right? And when I first started off, it was super tough. I struggled for months to see any type of business success. And while now looking back at it, it was super worth it because I spent so much time developing my skill set and diving deep into my craft. Before I knew it, I had landed my first clients and made a good chunk of change. Now, there's something that I noticed with this business model. Since I was helping coaches and consultants, and I still am to this day, one day one of my coaches made $10,000 in a single day, and it kind of hit me. And I kind of realized that there's not many online business models that have this type of return. Like if you look at drop shipping, for instance, yeah, you can make some money, but you're barely keeping any margins. With an online coaching business or consulting business, you almost have zero expenses or zero overhead costs. It's like all of the money is yours and you're creating an impact. You're not just selling a product from China that doesn't hold any value. You're now able to make money, a lot of money, just by productizing your knowledge, which has zero cost, right? And it's just a God given skill set that you can possess. And I noticed with this type of biz op, you can literally scale past $200,000 per month with a team of less than 5 people. For instance, one of our offers, we're going to probably scale that to $150,000 a month within the next 60 days. And I told my team that we're only going to keep one sales rep and two appointment setters. That's all we're going to keep on the team. Nobody else. You don't really need to. So here I am today, and I like to think of myself as the board of advisors, almost like a college, except I'm just helping online coaches instead of traditional institutions. So for the remainder of this doc, you can expect to discover how you can do exactly this by simply productizing what you already have. If you have a six pack, believe it or not, you can productize your knowledge and scale it to $20,000 per month. If you're good at writing essays, you can productize that. If you're good at making money online, you can productize that. Even if you know how to cook, you can productize that, right? And here's proof that this works. Here's just some Stripe, screenshots. Just have to throw in the social proof so you guys can actually trust me. And I want to say that this doc is for coaches, consultants, agency owners, and content creators. But I want to say that it's also for the average person that just wants to scale a business online. And that's because I truly and wholeheartedly believe that everybody has some sort of God given skill set that they can use to help somebody else and make a lot of money online. When I say a lot of money, I mean like $40,000 to $100,000 per month. And you're going to be creating an impact while doing that. And there's not that much else on the market that can get better than this, in my opinion. So if you're reading this document, I'm going to show you how you can take market share of the $200 billion online education industry that's expected to grow at 10% year over year. And this probably isn't your first encounter with online education. You may even have a program yourself. But here's the thing. I noticed that many online coaching businesses simply bottleneck their revenue. And after intensive research, we've come to the conclusion that this bottleneck boils down to two key and crucial points that will be covered extensively inside of this document. So if you want to capitalize on the massive growth of the online education industry, read this document all the way through, as we'll be discovering what I like to call the high performance growth model and reverse dynamic methodologies. So if you're a bottleneck and you haven't scaled past $10,000 per month, here's why. There's a very simple equation as to why you're bottleneck within your business. And I've looked over a ton of businesses within this niche and in this space, and I've come to the conclusion that it boils down to these two things. One, you have poor insights, and two, you don't have enough attention. That's like the equation for a bottleneck. That's a business that's bottleneck with inconsistent lead flow and worrying about where the next dollar is going to come from. If you have poor insights and not attention, these are the sole reasons why your business is bottleneck. And both of these together create a formula for bad anxiety and bad cash flow. So I want us to tackle poor insights first together. We're going to go back to where you should have started from the beginning by using the reverse dynamic methodology. So to ensure that you have a deep understanding of your market, you must master the reverse dynamic methodology. This is the first mechanism you need to master. Without it, you may have poor insights on your market. And however, mastering this methodology will help you sell products that your market is willing to pay top dollar for. And you'll never have poor insights again. So essentially what I mean by this is if your job as the founder is to understand where your market is currently at, where they want to be, and it's your job to have insights on that and provide them a valuable solution. And poor insights arrive when you just don't know enough about your market, like you don't have enough data on it. So you need to understand their current state, their desired state, and you need to, put together a viable solution to help them get there fast and easy so you can avoid being a commoditized, service, right? And to avoid this situation, we need to reverse engineer the market and selling process altogether instead of just copying somebody else's offer, which is what a lot of people like to do. Most coaches, consultants, and agency owners launch their offers based on a little bit of funnel hacking, right? They simply replicate another offer that's already successful. However, this approach results in becoming a commodity. And once the market has already been monopolized by somebody else, you'll fail to sell with it. You'll fail to sell with an edge or anything new. So to avoid this, we need to ask the market directly what they want. We want to know directly from the market. We don't want to assume, right? We want to sell fast and easy outcomes based on where your market is currently at and where they want to be. So by learning where your market currently is and where they want to be and why they aren't there yet, you'll gain good insights, and those insights will pay you extremely well, right? I found that just by doing this, you find the right product market fit, and this is what drives 80% of the results, right? You're able to tailor everything out of it, right? And I'm kind of going to go more in depth on it, but when you have this insight, it creates an endless feedback loop for you not only knowing your niche, your offer, your fulfillment method, but you even come up with your content strategy based on this. And that's how you're going to acquire attention at scale. So to get the answers from our market's current state, their desired state, and the gap between those two states, we simply need to ask them, right? When you're armed with this information, we can provide a new solution that will help our prospects go from their current state to their desired states quick and easy, right? This approach results in prospects being sold before the sales calls even begin, with very few objections and limiting beliefs. So what do we do now? We have to go hunting, just like a lion. We have to get our hands dirty and we need to go hunting. We need to find out what the market wants by directly asking them, or we're going to leverage somebody else's audience to find out what the market wants. We can do this in two ways. We leverage our own audience if we have one, and we just directly ask them via marketing calls. For one of our offers, Coach Chris, we basically just tapped into his audience, scheduled like 20 free consulting calls, and we found out the current desired states of his audience through that tactic. But if you don't have an audience, you need to leverage somebody else's audience by literally going into Facebook groups, Discord groups, popular topics and subsections, and finding interested prospects, giving them value, and then figuring out, okay, where are their problems and where are their desires as a result. So the key here is going to be finding out the impact of both states. We want to know the following when hunting. We want to know their current state, we want to know their desired state, and we want to know the gap. If you're familiar with sales, then this will be a piece of cake for you, right? I also highly recommend that if you're good at sales to transition into this business model. This will be a piece of cake to you, right? We want to know where our audience is currently at. We want to know where they want to be, and we want to know why they haven't been there before. And moreover, we want to know the impact of these states. We want to know how that's making them feel, how that's impacting their life. We want to get to the deep root of it. That way we can tailor everything around it and create a endless feedback loop. So I want to note that hunting is fairly easy, right? We're simply just asking interested prospects questions and building rapport with them. Now, I want to say you don't want to ask these questions empty handed. Like, you have to offer some type of value in exchange, right? And once we have these answers to these questions, we can now create sales assets that will allow us to pre-sell our audience before they even hop on calls with us. These assets need to identify both states and provide really good insight on how they can achieve their outcome. You'll want to create these assets in a form of long form YouTube videos, shorts, threads, or etc. Right? Anything that can provide an outcome and value to your prospects without expecting anything in return for them. So I'll link an example of a long form sales asset that I made so you guys can look at it. This will be in the document and it'll also be in the description below. So it's your job as the founder to get as much attention as possible on your insights. So we're going to go ahead and dive into how you can actually gather attention and get attention and eyeballs on your insights, which is the second step. So most people think gathering attention is like some sort of rocket science equation or it's like extremely hard, but I'm here to tell you that it's not, right? You simply just need to post value and connect with people every single day. And you don't even need to have millions of followers, right? As you're gathering feedback from the market in real time, update your sales assets and post them on every single platform. The more attention you hold, the more prospects that you could potentially sell to. And you don't even have to have an account with tens of thousands of followers. Think about it like this. You want to have quality over quantity. It's about getting the right people to see your insights and not everybody in the world. So let's say in a day, you post 3 pieces of content of really, really niche down content of that. And in the day, you get a total of 1,000 views, right? And let's say on the low end, you have a CTR, a click-through rate of 1% interested prospects. That means you now have 10 people you could potentially sell to for free without spending a dime on ads, right? This is actually crazy. There's never been a time where you could do this. So you can now productize your knowledge and get it out there for free without spending a dollar, right? So the key here is to gain attention from providing the right insights. You cannot expect leads from your target audience if your sales assets don't provide a vehicle for them to achieve their dream outcome. However, posting content is just the first stepping stone to gather attention. So I want us to dive into the second mechanism that you must master, which will accelerate your growth and attention like wildfire. And we're going to call this high performance growth. This is the second mechanism you must master to scale past $10,000 per month effortlessly, and it's called high performance growth. High performance growth is the art of monetizing well-crafted sales assets. This basically means building an infrastructure that will allow you to capture leads from your sales assets and get them on sales calls without friction. So here's what the high performance growth mechanism is comprised of, starting from the top of the funnel all the way down. You need to have well-crafted sales assets, call to actions from those sales assets. You need to have growth specialists on the back end that can get those people that come in from the sales assets on sales calls. You do that by providing them value, right? You give them value propositions, more sales assets. Then you have sales SOPs on the back end, meaning if you have sales reps or you have your certain procedure, you have a pre-call workflow, a post-call workflow, etc., free assets before people get on the call. You need to have a sales SOP. And then from there, you're just going to have pipeline management, meaning you're going to have something where you can manage all the leads that you get inside of your ecosystem. You know where everybody's at on their customer journey, and you can provide them valuable solutions while they're on their customer journey. So this high performance growth model is built upon these systems. And if you're simply bottleneck their revenue, you don't have a system that breeds accelerated growth, this is going to be everything for you, right? From the attention of your sales assets all the way down to how your leads are managed, that view your sales assets or enter your ecosystem, this will be the key, right? The goal with high performance growth is creating a system that collects so much data, it creates an environment where it's unreasonable for you to have endless touch points to leads and capture more leads. You should have the following together when building out your high performance growth mechanism: a schedule for posting and a system to track the leads from the best performing content, a CRM for capturing this data and making decisions based on the data. We personally use GHL for our internal clients and our own consulting business. You need to have SOPs for your growth specialists. You should have procedures that are being followed every single day, and you'll do this first, and then bring on a team that can help with that process at scale. And then you need to have tons of value propositions and sales assets to provide good insights on your prospect situation. And then this is what our daily workflow looks like from our high performance growth model. We have daily 30-minute sales calls, right? We have distribution of content, CRM checks on the CRM checks and make sure that we view the pipeline. We have operational management checks with the sales process to view KPIs and earnings. We look for different bottlenecks and we create new solutions for them in real time. And our growth specialists have KPIs to hit daily and they need to complete their end of the day tasks. So with this model, you're able to grow so fast because you now have data. And from this data, you're able to create more touch points and gather more information from the attention that you're acquiring. You'll then bring on a growth specialist that'll also distribute your content and get more eyes on your sales assets. So now you're essentially able to distribute and gather attention at a greater scale because you have optimized data via the attention that you're gathering and your high performance mechanism. So every lead that enters your ecosystem is now on your list and being hyper targeted all the time from your high performance growth model. And having a good pipeline management system from tools like Go High Level and your own internal CRM, you can now automate the entire process all the way down to follow-ups. So now your equation looks something like this. You have great insights, a ton of attention, and this equals consistent lead flow from warm leads who are ready to buy your products and services. And this is the same equation that allowed us to help Chris go from, zero followers to like 50,000 followers in a month and collect a ton of cash flow in a really, really short period of time, right? So let's recap. It's unreasonable for you not to crack $10,000 per month with your skill set. And you do this by mastering reverse dynamic methodologies and high performance growth. You start by asking the source, and that source is the market. So you can find the right product market fit and push an offer that your market actually wants and need, making it easier than ever to scale. Now with this framework, success is almost guaranteed. And with this document, I have zero doubt that you can take these principles and directly apply them to your business so you can get similar results and steal some of this market share. However, this system requires time you may simply not have. Your main focus as a coach or consultant or agency owner should be doing what you do best, which is fulfillment and not managing these complex systems. So, to expedite this process of capitalizing on this gap in the market, it would be a great idea to engage with a super well-oiled high-performance growth team who can cover the complex systems and distribute content that will convert leads into buyers. So here's my offer to you, and this is what I can support you with. I can give you research and development collected from our high-performance growth team that we've used to scale high-ticket offers. I can give you a proven acquisition and attention mechanism designed to convert cold traffic into warm leads with money to buy your high-ticket services. I can give you a well-trained high-performance growth team who is guaranteed to run your operation and close deals. I can give you consulting from experienced growth consultants to find your proper product market fit and help you optimize the complexity of your business. I can give you content distribution that's optimized for getting qualified leads into your DM so you can put more cash into your pocket each week from your audience. I can give you fulfillment made easy with systems so you can focus on what you do best and spend more time doing what you love. I can give you the backend systems and management at data at scale that will help you grow your brand by leveraging what simply just works. And I can give you our very own reverse dynamic content system. So if you're a coach, consultant, agency owner, or even just the average Joe that just wants to productize their knowledge, and you're pushing a high ticket offer and want to monetize your passion with something that will allow you to add an additional $10,000 to $50,000 monthly recurring revenue, we can give you our exact copy and paste system to take immediate action for your own coaching business. And if that sounds like something that piques your interest, you can shoot us a message on Instagram or you can book a call below so we can scale together. And guys, that's pretty much it. This is the mechanism that we use to scale offers. So I know that this is validated and it works. And the way that it's looking like in the market, you need to implement this as soon as possible if you want to capitalize on this gap in the market because there's now an influx of people that are seeing this, right? So that's pretty much it with this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. And yeah, peace out.